When I was in junior high, I was about 5.5 feet tall.
That's roughly the same size as a woman. So if a man that size applied for the fire brigade, he'd only have to lift as much as a woman. Oh, wait, no.
I was pretty athletic, so I played a lot of sports, and one of these sports was baseball.
The only thing I know about baseball is how boring it is.
Girls couldn't play, they just weren't allowed. This was one of those sports that, was only for guys.
Can you name me one sport that isn't for guys? There aren't any. And there aren't any sports that aren't for girls. Sport is for everyone. But not everyone likes it. The girls in your school didn't like baseball, probably because it's so fucking boring.
And I never even thought about it until now. It never even crossed my mind. Until recently, I asked a friend of mine, why aren't girls encouraged to play sports?
Well, because they're not allowed. Chaz, you just said.
Girls couldn't play, they just weren't allowed.
Why would you encourage girls to do something they're not allowed to do? Oh, were you lying when you said they're not allowed? And in reality, they're simply not encouraged. Did it slip your mind that those stampeding humanities battle axes in your school demanded that girls be let on the baseball team, and then none of them showed up anyway? And ever since then, the battle axes have been scratching their heads thinking, why do boys like something that girls don't like? It must be misogyny. So in answer to your question, as to why we aren't just directly forcing some very reluctant girls to replace the very bewildered boys on the baseball team, or just doing away with this chauvinistic shitlord ritual altogether, the reason, Chaz, is because schools can't make much money from putting reluctant teenage girls in their sports teams. They make money from tall, athletic minority boys. They can keep temporarily floating on the rim of the poverty line, like an upside-down lily pad.
To run the bases or sprint up and down the courts. She replied,
Girls aren't taught to play around. We're taught to play it safe.
There's your answer. Girls are valuable.
But that was still no answer as to why guys are taught to go, but girls are told to stay in their place.
Yes, it is. It answers it perfectly. The princess is taught to stay where she is. The peasants are told to keep moving. Because the princess is valuable and the peasants can go fuck themselves. It's all quite elementary. You don't train your $10,000 pedigree poodle to play around in the junkyard at night. And you don't teach your guard dog to value its own safety. Or it wouldn't work as a fucking guard dog now, would it?
Because it's dangerous out there.
Because girls can get hurt.
See, they're confirming it with flying colours. They're beaming it right at you, Chaz, because girls can get hurt. What does that mean? Boys can't get hurt. It's not dangerous for boys. See, people like to tell you that you're invulnerable, Chaz, because they're dickheads. They don't give a shit about your safety, except in instances in which your safety happens to pertain to women's safety.
Okay, but who's doing the hurting?
You're an excellent question asker, Chaz. It's a shame you're surrounded by such absolutely abhorrent answers.
Someone has to be the aggressor first, right?
Yeah, it's the parents, who shamelessly, religiously devalue their son's safety. And the academics who told them to.
Here's another one. Never walk home alone at night. Quick question, have we really ever even thought about what they're supposed to be aware of?
As much as possible. Chaz, you should be as aware as possible of as much of your surroundings as possible. You know how sport works, right?
It's men.
It's mostly men playing sport. Yes, men understand space and physicality, and they have that sense of camaraderie that lends itself to team sport. But on the streets at night, Chaz, there are all kinds of skag-whore banshees who will literally kick the shit out of your girlfriend for no reason. I mean, literally. They will kick the shit out of her. They will kick her in the rectum while arching their hobnail stilettos backwards and scooping the shit out of her ass like a dog drinking.
That's right. We are the source of the problem.
As you can see, I'm just fucking sick of this shit now. I don't care what kind of milquetoast Bambi eyes you do at me. I don't care what kind of softcore fucking elevator music you play at me. I don't even care how much you're being obviously exploited. Good sir, you may well be the problem. You may well have been brainwashed to think you're a problem. But if you tell your innocent brothers that they are the problem, then I for one will respond on their behalf firmly, heartily, and appositely, with a gentleman's fuck you!
Boys and men.
Boys. You're telling boys it's their fault that adult women are afraid of the fucking dark. Are you serious?
Because we are told to play offense.
No. Fuck off with the sport shit. No, I'm not letting you bring sport down with you in this controlled implosion of your fucking identity. Sports have taught you how to work as a team and how to achieve physical excellence through discipline. Sport, just like martial art, teaches you how not to be aggressive. How to achieve your goals through efficient, non-violent, perhaps even graceful means. Sportsmanship is the opposite of violence. Don't you dare suggest they are synonymous.
We feel that we are entitled to aggression, so girls and women are told to be aware, self-defend.
It's not just a sportsman's fuck you, it's a gamesman's fuck you. You may prefer a strict Marxist division of labour, but some of us prefer a meritocracy. Deal with it.
We are told that we have urges that we can't control.
What, the urge to smile at someone? The guy's got a lovely smile! And you're equating it with assault, I think. Possibly rape.
I guess that's where the phrase comes from, you know. Men will be men.
Well, at least you didn't say it. But you picked a very weird time to stop blaming boys.
So our actions are excused, forgotten, forgiven, and almost always blamed on women.
Well, that would explain why your prisons are so full to the brim of white women. Oh, wait!
We are always at bat, and we always choose what we get thrown. The guys that swing a lot are the MVPs, while the girls that pitch a lot are just sluts, dots, hoes.
There you have it, Mr. Obama. Go out, openly fuck a bunch of women, and then slide back on into the White House and watch everyone pat you on the back and call you a stud. Yeah, it's poor men who get called studs for sleeping with women. Because a poor man should be congratulated for sleeping with a woman and not getting arrested. But when a man gets rich and famous enough to be unable to avoid pussy flinging itself at him from every direction, all of a fucking sudden, he's not allowed to satisfy any more or any less than one of them. Any less and he's creepy or gay. Any more and he's a... What's the word for a rich, powerful man who satisfies more than one pussy? A womanizer. That's right. See, you'd think the equivalent of man-eater would be woman-eater. But it's not. It's just womanizer. The verb to womanize appears to be synonymous with the verb to victimize. Because woman is synonymous with victim. Your language isn't broken, it's deliberately corrupted. And I'm here to defrag it. Watch this spaz.
First base means you're on. Second base means you're halfway home. Third base means home plate is right there. Yeah, now you're feeling really grown.
No, at this point I'm usually sort of shivering. It's the... I don't know what it is.
But then she tells you she wants to stop. And in all honesty, it doesn't even really matter though.
What?
Because statistics show that you probably won't get caught, even if you try to steal home.
What does getting caught mean in the baseball metaphor? Was that part of the baseball metaphor? Because you see it cross... And how in the holy Billingsgate is that represented in statistics? Do you think it's a good idea to be this absurdly sloppy and stupid when you're talking about rape?
Because that's basically what the world tells us. How we can't contain our desires and our lust is just overzealous.
I'm going to show you something, Chaz. Bear with me. You might find this offensive, but stay right there. Now, what was your reaction just now? Was it fuck that cartoon, it doesn't represent me, and fuck anyone who thinks it does? Or was it, shit, I really need to calm down and get some liposuction?
But if
I
she did not say yes,
then no does not mean maybe. And wait does not mean not yet.
even if she says nothing,
Nothing does not equate to consent.
That was one of the most confusing, off-putting, unexplainably surreal, emotionally rapey, cringe-worthy experiences I've ever witnessed captured on film. Future generations will look at that 13-second piece of footage and think, what in the crowning steam castle was wrong with these people? For centuries, rich, angry white women had been getting black men executed for false rape, and not only did it not stop long into the 21st century, they actually bamboozled the black men into fucking apologizing en masse to the people who had been oppressing them for centuries and still were. And they're not even hiding it at this point. The white women, they know they're the oppressors. They admit it. But they still have the raw fucking chutzpah to shove their scrunchy, bulldog-licking piss-off-a-nettle face right up to the camera, chanting bewildering cryptic nonsense like the fucking Zeus. And basically saying, if you so much as look at me without my permission, you're going to prison. They won't believe it. Aliens won't believe it. They'll be like, nah, our history ascertaining machine must be short-circuiting or something. There's no way in any cosmic realm that any life form would be this fucking evil. I call shenanigans, no way. It's just not picking up the black faces. Is that what it is? It's this crappy fucking Logitech history ascertaining machine.
guys, we are not the offense and women are not the defense.
Then stop living in this storybook reality where that is the case. Remember back in the first few seconds?
And I never even thought about it until now. Like, it never even crossed my mind.
Before the battle axes got to you. In that sensible, rational world where men are simply the people who prefer playing baseball and women are simply the people who prefer playing volleyball.
This game should not go on if she does not want to get to home base.
I don't understand your base system, dude. I don't even think there's a unanimous definition of it. You can't talk about rape like it's baseball. Okay, it's inappropriate. Because if your audience isn't mature enough to call rape rape, then they're probably not mature enough to be told don't rape. Because honestly, have you heard kids these days? They joke about rape when they're fucking 7, dude. They know exactly what it is, and they know exactly what murder is. But nevertheless, it's still going to severely fuck their heads up if you constantly tell them don't murder people. It's very important that you don't murder. You have urges to murder, but you must resist your murderous urges. Because they don't have those urges. Chaz, they're fucking children. Why are you telling them they're rapists?
So if we take someone out for drinks, dinner, a movie, that does not mean we get to shoot a jumper in their face.
But if she takes you out for a drink, dinner, and a movie and pays for it, then you almost certainly will. She will insist on it. Think about how that works before you say your next thing.
The worst part is we think that we own women, but hey.
They own you.
We do see it all the time, right? TV shows.
Okay, that man has a woman on a rope in front of an audience. That is not owning someone. There is no law that allows only a man to do that. Owning someone is, for instance, when you can legally make them do hard labour and give their earnings to you. There are several legal events that allow a woman to do that to a man. One is called divorce, another is called marriage, another is called conception. I don't give a burrowing shit what you choose to watch on TV, you fuckneck. I care about what goes on in reality.
Movies, music videos.
These people are performers. They are not owned by each other, unless that half-naked man is married to, divorced from, or has conceived a child with one of those women. Then and only then can you even begin to call any of these people owned.
World Star, Vine, and...
This man has his arms around those women's shoulders. That's all that's going on in that clip. You can look at a man with his arms around two women exactly as he would have them around two men, and you can see that as an ownership gesture. People tell me I need to get laid. This is what happens to men who need to get laid. This is what happens to men who don't.
Other places online.
That was sinister. It was about porn, wasn't it? It was. That's the closest you can get to even mentioning porn to a target audience as apparently young as yours. Your audience is not mature enough to even hear the word pornography, and yet you are calling them rapists.
But this is not the internet.
Yes, it is. What did you think you were recording this for? A KFC training video?
And it's definitely not a reality show. This is real life. These are real lives.
You are way beyond a position to tell anyone what the reality is, young man. All you know is this fantasy storybook rape manual you've been given.
These are real mothers. These are real daughters. The lives of sisters. The lives of wives. And don't get me wrong, women are not the only victim.
And men are not the only perpetrators. If you're now trying not to think about what I just said by making up statistics in your head, then you lose a point. If you're just going, then you lose 10.
Assault, harassment, disrespect, it happens to all others. It happens to sons. It happens to fathers. It happens to husbands. It happens to brothers. Even still, it shouldn't matter whether or not they're kin.
Unless you're a man, in which case, your kin is the problem. That is what you're saying. Oh, and boys, let's not forget, if you're a boy, your kin is the problem. You're a fucking hero, dude.
These are teachers. These are students. These are strangers. Our closest friends. They're all survivors. And they're all human beings. Yet, we express skepticism and disrespect as if as if we have no feelings.
You are telling boys that they are invulnerable to women. You're expecting them to take that on board when they're getting the snot spanked out of them by their giant single mothers, and now you have the raw fucking nerve to act like you're concerned with their feelings? Piss off, you fucking snake!
So stop allowing these Twitter trolls and articles to have you second-guessing and questioning everything.
Holy shit, did you really just say that?
So stop allowing these Twitter trolls and articles to have you second-guessing and questioning everything.
When you start it off by saying Twitter trolls, that does not magically cover up the fact that you were then basically saying, don't let articles make you question things. What you are presenting here, Chaz, is an article. An article in which you are trying to get us to question things. And now you're telling us not to let those articles make us question things. Do you see, Chaz, how there are two factors at play here? Unbelievable stupidity and unbridled bigotry. Just do as I say, not as I do. Just do as I say and only as I say, even as I contradict myself. It's that kind of chaos that can only be called totalitarian, Chaz. It's what I call evil. If that's not evil, I don't know what it is. Well, yes, I do. It's good old-fashioned, unbelievable stupidity. And I think I might have to plump for that option in the end. You seem more like a suckered fool than a head vampire Jesus feminist. No offence.
Because meanwhile, to someone near you, right now, it's happening. But this problem is not entirely bleak. There is a solution and there is hope. There's an answer to the end of harassment, sex slavery, and all forms of assault. Here it is.
Stop beating boys and then blaming them for their violent tendencies? Stop selling out your species to get laid? I'm going for stupid, but that doesn't mean you're not slightly evil too.
Stop telling women to watch their back when we're the ones who stare at their backs as they walk past.
Fuck you, no I don't. If you think you're a rapist, sort your fucking shit out. Stop damaging children.
Stop telling women that it's their fault.
Bitch, I will tell a woman that a thing is her fault if and when it is her fault. Because I respect women.
When we are the dogs who make the cat calls.
I beg your fucking pardon?
Rather, speak up and teach boys and men these 3 simple things. Love people.
You do not love men. Fuck you.
Respect people.
You do not respect women. Fuck you.
And do not assault.
Do not fuck children's heads up by blaming them for the death of Jesus, and do not fuck children's heads up by blaming them for the rape of women. Tar very much, please, you fucking psychopath!
As supporters of survivors, here are some questions that we should not ask.
All of them. We shouldn't ask any questions, remember? You just said a minute ago, don't let articles make you question everything. A police report is an article. Chaz?
Could you have done anything differently?
Did you push or did you scratch?
What were you wearing? Were you drinking at all?
Did you even fight back?
Because although the concern is well-intentioned, these are really nothing but blaming questions.
You callous fucking dick slug. You don't even care about preventing rape. You would rather not prevent rape. You don't want a world of strong women. You want a world of weak men. You want a world of weak everyone. And you're not going to get it as long as I draw breath, because I want a world of strong women and strong men, and I will die for that world. Die flailing on your face if I must.
And it won't help to retaliate or even get mad.
Unless retaliation or getting mad leads you to preventing an assault. In which case, get as mad as you fucking need to, please.
The best thing that you can tell anyone who has ever been assaulted or harassed is,
What happened to you is not your fault. I'm always here to talk. I've always got your back.
Unless you're a boy who's been assaulted by a woman, in which case it didn't happen and you're the problem, and remember you're just a dog and don't question anything.
is there someone who needs you?
Yes, the men and boys in your life who are in severe danger of having their self-worth and reasoning abilities siphoned out just like you. Not to mention the girls who are being discouraged from ever defending themselves. These people all need me to immunize them against the hateful, idiotic hogwash you're shitting all over the internet, you douche.
We will win this game.
I like your spunk, but do understand you're dealing with people who are very good at gaming. They also want a world of strong characters, and they're not going to let you turn our society into a poorly written rape fantasy soap opera. We just want to sit here with our awesome things and our cute things, and we're not going to let you drag us into your Wagnerian sex apocalypse. Because as you'll soon learn, that's a game with only one team. And you're dealing with at least 2 teams here. Men who refuse to be called violent criminals, and women who refuse to be called a point-scoring system. Game on, brother, and we'll see your spirit at the eschaton. Goodbye and fuck right.